Darkness. Stillness. Then chaos. A baby found abandoned in a stranger's yard. Alone. Crying. Alive. 40 miles away. For people lie dead in the woods. Shot. Execution style. A massacre with no witnesses. No time to scream. No one left to tell the story. Who left the baby? Why were 4 lives taken so violently, and yet the infant spared? What kind of killer walks away from a scene like that and leaves only silence behind? This is not a horror movie. This is Tiptonville, Tennessee. And this story, this nightmare, is real. July 29, 2025. Just after 9 a.m., Lake County deputies respond to a horrifying 911 call for bodies discovered in the woods near Reelfoot Lake. Young adults, faces known in town, now victims of what looked like a calculated, cold-blooded killing. Adriana Williams, just 20 years old. Her boyfriend, James Matthew Wilson, 21. Courtney Rose, 38. And 15-year-old Braden Williams. Family, friends, all gone. But something was off. One voice from the responding officers whispered what everyone feared. "Where's the baby?" The scene didn't make sense. If Adriana and Matthew were killed here, what happened to their infant daughter? 40 miles away, in rural Tigrit, a woman found something terrifying in her front yard. A car seat. Inside it, a baby. Alone. No note. No supplies. No protection. Just 7 months old. Sitting in the morning heat. What happened here? And what kind of person murders 4 people, then leaves an infant alive? Investigators scrambled. Questions snowballed. This wasn't just a murder scene. It was the beginning of a mystery so dark, it would send shockwaves through Tennessee. Within hours, the pieces began falling into place. One name rose to the top. Austin Robert Drummond. He was no stranger to law enforcement. At 28, Drummond had a criminal history stretching back years. Armed robbery, assault, attempted murder. In fact, he was currently out on bond. A man with a violent past, now accused of unleashing a new wave of bloodshed. But what was his connection to the victims? He had ties to the family. A romantic relationship with a relative. He'd been seen around the area days before. The victims trusted him. Why would someone so close betray them in such a horrific way? And most chilling of all, why was the baby left alive? Authorities issued a statewide manhunt. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation joined in. Helicopters hovered. Drones scanned forests. Police dogs combed fields. Tips poured in. Surveillance footage surfaced. A man, matching Drummond's description, was seen skulking through a neighborhood, covered in camouflage, carrying a rifle, peeking through windows. He was hunting something, or running. But where was he going? And what would he do next? Every news station ran his photo. Every phone buzzed with alerts. Residents locked doors, loaded weapons, and waited in fear. A $15,000 reward was announced, then increased. Communities braced for more bloodshed. 3 days passed, then 5, then 6, and the questions only grew louder. If he killed for people, why spare the baby? Did he run out of time? Was it a message? A sign of guilt? Or something much darker? As the manhunt intensified, police arrested 3 others connected to the case. Tanaka Brown, Giavant Thomas, De'Ara Sanders, charged as accessories after the fact. 1 accused of tampering with evidence. All 3 said to have helped Drummond after the killings. But why? Were they threatened? Loyal? Or part of something even bigger? Each suspect led to more questions but no answers. And still, Drummond vanished like smoke. Then, a breakthrough. August 5, 2025. Jackson, Tennessee. A house painter named Ricardo Contreras stepped outside for a cigarette. Movement in the woods caught his eye. A man crouched low, dirty, tired, watching. Ricardo looked again. Something felt wrong. The man wasn't hiking. He wasn't lost. He was hiding. Ricardo's hand shook as he dialed 911. I think I think it's him. Within 15 minutes, a convoy of officers swarmed the area. They found Drummond under a tree, drenched in sweat. His face twisted with exhaustion and something else. Resentment. Maybe rage. He surrendered without a shot. The manhunt was over. But the story? Just beginning. Why did he do it? Why those 4 people? And why leave the baby miles away? As news of his arrest hit the airwaves, communities exhaled. Some cried. Some shouted. Some prayed. But behind closed doors, the pain was just starting. The infant, now with extended family, would one day learn the truth. That her parents were gunned down. That she was spared by either mercy or madness. What will that do to her? And what does justice even look like in a case like this? In the coming weeks, Drummond was charged with multiple counts of first-degree murder, aggravated kidnapping, weapons violations. Authorities confirmed they would seek the death penalty. But is that enough? Can a trial undo what was done? As he sat behind bars, details trickled out. Sources hinted that the killings were targeted. Not random, personal. But still, no motive has been confirmed. No explanation given. Was it revenge? Jealousy? A twisted sense of justice? And if you could ask Drummond one question, what would it be? Did he plan to kill the baby too? Did he carry her gently to that stranger's yard, then walk away without looking back? Or did someone else save her? A hero we don't know about? So many questions, so few answers. As the families buried their dead, Adriana, Matthew, Braden, Courtney, thousands of strangers lit candles, sent prayers, made GoFundMe donations. But the scars? They run deep. Braden was just 15, a teenager, a big brother, a gamer. Now she'll grow up with a name attached to horror. Every birthday, someone will remember what happened. Every step forward, a shadow. Would you tell her the truth? Would you let her read the court documents? Or would you protect her from the pain? In Tennessee, neighbors still whisper about that week. The silence, the fear, the helicopters, the moment it all went dark. In the court of public opinion, Drummond is already guilty. But inside that courtroom, justice must follow process. And still, one truth remains. Evil doesn't wear a mask. It doesn't announce itself. Sometimes, it comes in the form of someone you trust. Someone who holds your child, shares your table, laughs with your family, then turns it all to ash. This story is a warning, not just about one man, but about the silence before the scream, about how fast peace can become pain, about how one night can destroy generations. So what do you believe? Do you think Drummond acted alone? Do you think he'll ever confess? And what would justice look like to you? A life sentence? Death penalty? Or something else? If you were on that jury, could you decide? Could you sleep afterward? And here's the question that still keeps people awake in Tiptonville. What if no one had found that baby? What if the plan was to leave no survivors? In this world, sometimes the only thing separating life and death is luck. Or maybe grace. Whatever the reason, that baby survived. And that survival, that's the beginning of another story entirely. If the story gripped you the way it gripped us, if you felt the chills, the rage, the heartbreak, then don't just watch. Like this video to support more real crime storytelling. Subscribe for deep dives into the most disturbing and shocking cases from across America. And share this with someone who needs to hear what really happened. Because the truth is always darker than fiction. And tell us in the comments, what do you believe really happened that night? Could justice ever be enough?